today we got on the stool. I'm going to show you what it takes to get him started. And you'll notice that I have a spoon with just a tiny smear of peanut butter on it. That is what it took today because he was kind of take it or leave it when it came to his kibbles. So I upped the ante with just this very small amount of peanut butter, and suddenly I had 100% of his focus, and he was willing to do whatever I needed of him. And then he realized that standing on the stool is not so scary. So let me show you how we got there and how you can start working on it at home. Goop, goop. Come here, my love. Stop, my good boy. Sit. Yep. Yeah, good job. I know, you know how it works. So he's already offering me his paw. This is how smart this boy can be when he's properly motivated. It took us two reps for him to figure out, oh, okay, she's gonna ask me to sit, and then she wants me to put my paw on this thing. Good shake. Yep. So right now I am having to place that first paw, but look what happens immediately after. He's like, yeah, I got this now. I know what's up. So the trick when you're using peanut butter as a reward is to let him get one good lick and then pull it away. Yep. That way he can really process what he's doing to earn this reinforcement. And so now that he's on this stool, what I want you to start doing with him is just have him turn his head from side to side. And you can use the spoon or another cookie as a lure to get this to happen. But look at what he's having to do with his back feet and with his torso and his shoulders as he's turning his head like this. Like you'll notice him shifting his body weight around. So this is the introduction. I know, that's a big turn, isn't it? That is the introduction to our pivots. And look at how exhausted he is. He's like, I'm done with that. That was hard. That is the introduction to our pivots. Just getting him to turn his head in either direction is going to cause him to shift his weight back and forth from one side to the other. And eventually what we're looking for is for that weight shift to trigger a like half step with his back foot. And that's what we're going to start marking for. But for this next week, I want you to use a higher value item like peanut butter or cheese only for this, okay? We don't want to start throwing this high value and high calorie stuff at him willy-nilly because that's part of what caused this problem in the first place. So the high value stuff only comes out when we're asking him to do something kind of scary like standing on this elevated surface. As he gets more comfortable with this, and I was actually able to shift to kibbles only. Once he got 2 good successful step-ups with the peanut butter, he was willing to do it for kibbles too. So don't be afraid to use peanut butter for like that first success and then put it away immediately and shift to kibble only for the rest of it. Just so he knows that he's still working for the kibble, but he gets the peanut butter when he offers this behavior, performs this behavior for us. The other thing we worked on today, since we were kind of trapped inside, is I built a little bit of duration with him. Because I noticed that was a struggle for him today. He has not really been able to watch me take more than 2.5 or maybe 3 steps away at a time. And it doesn't matter what I'm using. I did use up all of his kibbles, so that's why we're relying only on peanut butter now. But I would get him into a sit. Yeah, good boy. And I'd take 3 steps. Oh, wow. And look what happens. After those 3 steps, he pops right back up. And I was really hoping I could get far enough away to maybe step out of sight briefly and then ask him to come find me. And that's a really fun way to introduce a lot of high energy movement if you're stuck inside because the weather's just not cooperating. But instead what we ended up doing was I just started working on duration with him today, getting him into a sit. Yep, good lick. Good job. Stay. Yep. Just wanted to work on building some of that duration habit. Yep, good boy. And of course, when we're doing this, you want to reward him in the behavior you started. Yep. And then you cue him out. Touch. Yep, I know you had to think about that one. Good boy. Good job. So when you're working on duration, remember to increase it incrementally. I was able to get 3, sometimes 4 steps away and reward back in his original position. If I took more than 4 steps or if I tried to turn my back on him, that prompted him to get up and walk towards me every time. If you're not seeing this problem at home, awesome. There could be a lot of variables going on here that makes him a little more Velcro doggy when he's with me here versus when he's at home with you. But if you're also noticing that duration is an issue at home, feel free to go back to this basic exercise where you just ask him to hold a position and then take a few steps away before marking and coming back to deliver in place where he originally started. And then also remember, you want to cue him out of that position. He doesn't get to just walk away when he's done, okay? You can use this, especially if you have a second person in the house, you can use this to build a find me game where you have him sit or lay down and stay put with you or with somebody else while you go somewhere in the house. You want to start with this very easy first. So I would recommend just going into a hallway or somewhere that's just a little bit out of sight, but like as soon as he pokes his head out, he'll see where you are. And then you can call his name and say, come find me, or the equivalent of like, hey, I'm here, something like that, and have him kind of charge around and look for you. Might seem simple, but it's a really great way to build a higher energy recall and a higher drive to come and find you when you call for him, both indoors and outside in controlled environments, okay? So that's what we worked on today with some duration. We got him on the stool, so feel free to use this exercise at home. I don't want you trying to get him to move his back feet just yet. Just pivot his head back and forth, left and right, a few times before letting him remove himself from the stool. Remember that we did have to start with him in a sit in front of the stool, and then he would offer me the shake, but he's not quite to the point where he's just going to put that first foot on the stool. I do have to still kind of capture that paw that he offers, and then gently, hi, oh hello, you want to show us one more time? Can you sit your butt? Yep. Do the shape. So I'm having to capture that paw and kind of put it on the stool. But once it's on there, he's very ready, to put his weight on there. Okay, and we're gonna fade out this capture and manipulation part of the process as he gets more confident. So then you can do a couple of head turns. Good boy, and you just want that one good lick of the spoon. That's all he needs because it's the flavor that he's after. He doesn't need a whole freaking tablespoon of peanut butter for every little thing that he does here. That's good boy. And then you can ask him to get off. Yes, good boy. You're so good, man. You're so good. You're so great. Let me know if you have any questions about this exercise or the Find Me exercise. And I look forward to seeing what kind of progress we make next week. Good boy. You did so good.